Hello, welcome to another live stream on Black Ops 3 Nightmares. Just gonna get straight into it.
That was the day you met Bishop, the man who found the cure, before he died at the Cairo aquifers. Moretti told you to find him.
On Moretti's instruction, we sought him out. We told him what we knew, which at the time was just a name, Deimos. He didn't know much, just that Deimos was responsible for the outbreak, and that a safe house in Singapore had a dossier on the guy. So we returned to Singapore. Little did we know, Gojulan had taken the city, and somehow gotten the undead to obey her. If we were gonna get to the safe house, we'd have to go through them.
Okay.
The vultures. Sadistic scavengers, ravaged by atrocity and time, driven by fear and insanity. We saw their victims strung up on display the moment we arrived.
When forced against the wall, the impurities of man can be revealed.
It was more than that. This was survivalism. When only 1% of the world's population is human, you either died and became the undead, or you survived by preying on the living.
Oh boy. No. It's too late.
These scavengers were well equipped. I suppose that's what you get when you prey on your fellow man. We made quick work of them.
Okay. That worked.
Hendricks took point down the alley. From the sounds of it, the dead knew we were coming. Clearly, Singapore was happy to have us back in town.
Not supposed to go that way. Okay. What? No. Okay. Nothing we could do.
Overwatch confirmed the vultures were converging on the safe house. Civilians spotted on site. We didn't know if we could get through without additional collateral damage.
Mystery box. That works.
It's curious, the vulture's behavior. Willing to kill the living and the dead alike without prejudice. Survival of the fittest at its most primal. They act with reckless abandon without thinking of the consequences. They had to know, the more they killed other humans, the slimmer their chances became.
Don't think of them as humans. They're animals. Abandoned by any form of governing body, they dictated their own society. They were tribal, nomadic. In their eyes, man was as much a threat as the undead. The scavengers began realizing they weren't the only humans in the area. It was a matter of time before Gojulan knew we were here. The safe house was beyond the gardens, but the gardens belonged to the dead.
Okay,
They
I should have
smelled
checked
us
on
from above.
what gun this was. How did I die?
The scavengers began realizing they weren't the only humans in the area. It was a matter of time before Gojulan knew we were here. The safe house was beyond the gardens, but the gardens belonged to the dead. They smelled us lurking above.
What was that?
The scavengers began realizing they weren't the only humans in the area. It was a matter of time before Gojulan knew we were here. The safe house was beyond the gardens, but the gardens belonged to the dead. They smelled us lurking above.
Okay.
Before Hendrix could take him out, the scavenger alerted Gojulan. She knew we were here. Reinforcements were moving on a checkpoint nearby, along with more dead.
No, I'm fine with this gun. What, am I defending this guy? Okay, opening up this thing. You go that way, I'll go this way. Why does he have glowing eyes?
Why did they create these displays? What was the purpose?
They weren't just displays. They were art. A way to show off their work, lure their enemies with the dead bodies of friends. Vultures are territorial. They fought among themselves, sociopaths at war with everyone and everything. Undead or fellow human. Either way, you were a predator competing over the same resources. And now we'd become prey baited into a trap.
Can I get on this? No. Oh, that's what it is. It's the swarm. Forgot about that.
A malfunctioning ASP heard the commotion and joined the party. I needed to find a rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher? There's one. There we go.
The vultures beat us there, set fire to the facility. Gojulan announced herself over a PA. She was inside. And she had a special guest waiting for us.
Oh, shoot. That was fun. Well, let's try that again. Or not. I'm surprised the game hasn't told me what to do.
We cleared the plaza.
There
All that
we
was
go.
left was to get inside. The blast knocked us back. We heard the building creaking. It could collapse at any moment. Hendricks thought we should stand down. It wasn't worth it.
You push back.
We needed that dossier. At this point, it was our only lead to Deimos. I told Hendricks to call in exfil. I'd take the safe house. Bishop had told us the document was hidden in a panic room within the facility.
Who was in the panic room?
Her. Kane. Our guardian angel. Someone had beaten the hell out of her. Gojulan. She was there for the same thing I was. The same thing our friend was. The dossier.
Do it. Kill her. Kill his host. Prove yourself worthy.
What is that?
Did you kill him?
I struggled. Panicked. I acted in the heat of the moment.
And the file on Deimos?
Most likely it was reduced to Kindle. gone. Or so we thought. Hendricks called in transport. Singapore was another dead end, but we needed a few answers from Kane. Starting with who the hell was she? And what was she doing in an abandoned CIA safe house? The truth proved more eye-opening than we could have imagined.
Interesting. One thing I don't like about this is that it's muted.
After the aquifers, we certainly hadn't expected to see Kane again, let alone here. She wanted the same thing we did. The data drive on Deimos. Better yet, she knew where it was. It was moved from the safe house to a CIA black station in the quarantine zone.
Did she say why Gojulon was trying to kill her?
It wasn't Gojulon. Julon was a puppet of Deimos, and Deimos wanted Kane dead. Guess he didn't like her very much.
Did you trust her?
No, not yet. Our guard was up, but if she could get us to the black station, it was worth a shot. The Singapore quarantine zone. We never thought we'd be back here.
Bad memories?
You know damn well it certainly wasn't good ones, Doc.
He's talking
The
about
place
chocolate.
was a living, breathing reminder of the incident 5 years ago. We'd be in and out quick. We weren't staying any longer than we had to. Find out who this Deimos asshole was and get the hell out of Dodge. Kane said the data drive on Deimos was encrypted and separated into 2 pieces. We needed both to access the drive. Like a lock and key.
The lock, I assume, was at the Black Station. Where was the key?
The key. That was down by the docks. Undead Central. Heavy hostiles. We brought a DNI-equipped micro-missile launcher. Couldn't be too careful. That, and Command had prepped a drone strike to wipe out most of the dock. But with the high winds from the incoming superstorm...
Oh, yeah,
no
that's what it
guarantees
is.
it'd work.
Okay, I
We
know
grabbed our
this one.
spike anchors in case we needed to be nailed down. After the docks, our rendezvous with Kane was set for an abandoned police station. Hendricks took point.
More vultures.
Preying on the weak. Since the fall of the Immortals, they'd inherited all of Singapore. Turned the place into some twisted version of the Wild West. After the events at the safe house, we caught their attention. They weren't exactly thrilled with us on their turf, and were taking it out on the locals to find us.
Why didn't you step in? You could have saved them.
Calculated risks. We needed to stay quiet and lay low.
But there's always a chance, isn't there?
Chance is a billion-sided die. You like the odds of that? If they didn't die today, they'd die tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the day after. One way or another, death was coming for all of us. Nobody was getting out alive. If we tried to save them, it could be our necks in those collars. We weren't there to save 2 people. We were there to save all the rest of us. We needed to get to the Black Station, raising as little alarm as possible. The last thing we needed were the dead and vultures after our throats. Turns out the odds were already stacked against us.
I get a gun that isn't a shitty pistol. No? Okay, that's good to know. I'll just take one of yours.
superstorm could hit at any moment. Good thing we grabbed those spike anchors. We were gonna need them. Good thing we grabbed those spike anchors. The plan was to wait on the drone strike. Once it did its part, we'd move in. The missiles were ineffective. The wind too strong. And now that ocean liner looked like it was about to rip free. That thing would pulverize the dock, taking the data drive with it. Hendricks said, fuck it. We were built to kill the dead. No reason to switch it up now. We secured the first part of the drive, and uploaded the information to Kane. Hendricks moved to sweep the wheelhouse. The howling wind told us we had to hit it fast and quick.
For a game that came out years and years ago, there's still a lot of glitches.
Superstorm hit sooner than expected. The barge ripped free and barreled towards us. And hang on for dear life. We'd been set to rendezvous at an abandoned police station, but we were off route. We cut through the flooded subway to save time. With the dead cleared out, we moved toward our rendezvous. Turns out we weren't the only living things in there. A vulture got the drop on us, determined to reduce us to scrap metal. He'd hit a big payday with us cornered.
You were a payday to him? How so?
We were dead killers. You break us down to spare parts, you can fetch a pretty penny on the black market.
But you were there to fight the dead. You were an ally.
Maybe in 2070, when we were the saviors of mankind. By 2075, everybody wanted a piece of us. This guy would have gotten his share, too. But Kane did her part to make sure that didn't happen.
She was well trained. Was she CIA? Winslow Accord?
She was just someone who was always in the right place at the right time. Before we could move on the Black Station, we had other problems.
What had gone wrong?
We hadn't taken the scavengers into account. They'd figured out they had dead killers in their midst. Kane told us they had a comms relay ahead. If we scramble them, it could lead the vultures away from the Black Station, at least long enough for us to get what we needed.
So much for maintaining a low profile, I suppose.
What did I tell you? Thing about dead killers is there's always a plan B. You don't create the problems, just the solutions. You adapt to what's thrown at you.
Adapt or die.
Yeah. Adapt or die. We plan to regroup with Kane outside of Chinatown.
Imagine using a fucking sniper rifle and zombies. Especially in this. So I do love how they are still using a... I don't even know how old that is. It's been... Those sounds have been around since the original Black Ops.
With their comms scrambled, we had one less nuisance to deal with at the Black Station. Now to get the drive, get the hell out of this shithole.
You couldn't take being here, could you? You felt haunted coming back to this city.
The feeling had latched onto me at the safe house. Like I was being watched. Something had their eyes on me.
Something? Not someone?
And I just... felt something pulling me. Guiding me. I couldn't shake it. Our rendezvous with Kane was just ahead. By the time we rendezvoused with Kane, the dead were crawling all over the street.
What was Kane's plan?
Hit him in the gullet, then bag and tag. Gotta admit, the girl wasn't afraid of a fight. She seemed to welcome it. Relish it.
Like yourself?
Like a berserker. Like a dead killer.
Now, if they had zombies like this, instead of just waves and waves, then I would probably play it. But this is kind of boring. But the waves is just like boring. I like stories. Some might say, oh, hey, there is story in that, but there's not missions and stuff like this. How am I getting in? Okay. Zombies just no clip through doors.
What did you find in the Black Station?
Slaughtered CIA staff. We weren't the only ones looking for the data drives. It was a gruesome scene. Kane quickly assembled the drive.
What did you learn? Did you find the information on Deimos?
We found a dossier. A diary, really. A living testament of what happened 15 years ago, and in the years since. It explained Project Corvus, a CIA mind control experiment. These scientists had combined two ancient biochemical compounds, Nova-6 and something called Element 115. They fused them together, created a chemical cocktail, and injected it through their test subjects' DNI. They wanted to control them.
Control them?
Those corpses, below coalescence in Project Corvus, they weren't patients. They were prisoners, the criminally insane. The scientists believed they could make them well again, make people better.
But instead, they opened the gateway.
A gateway to Malum. It's another dimension filled with absolute evil. It sounds crazy even saying it now, but they opened it not realizing what they'd done, and they let him through.
Deimos.
Deimos, demigod of dread and terror. He caused the coalescence disaster, unleashed 6115 upon the world, creating the undead that roamed the earth. There were details on Taylor's team. They were working for Deimos. Helped him trigger Armageddon. There was also other information on his sister, Dolos, demigoddess of trickery and deception. Deimos, he didn't like her very much.
And the researcher? Did he have a name? Who wrote this document?
Yes, it was... Wait. Holy shit. Dr. Salim. It said Dr. Salim. It was you. You wrote the dossier on Deimos. You were the man behind Project Corvus.
Interesting.
Why didn't you tell me? You created Project Corvus, wrote the report. You pulled me along like you had no clue what I was talking about.
If I had told you, the impact would not have been the same. You know that. That you could not recall is no fault of mine.
After the Black Station, we had to find you. Find out what you knew.
I was in Cairo at the time. Your friend, Khalil.
He brought you to Ramsey Station, humanity's last holdout in Egypt. We knew who Deimos was, where he was from, but we didn't know why. He'd taken over the world, but to do what? To find out why, we had to talk to you. The pieces were coming together. Virus 6115, Taylor's team, the undead, it all came back to Deimos. All we needed was you. Hendricks was unhinged. The idea his friends betrayed mankind to help a demigod. The concept alone was insane, let alone his friends' involvement. Kane was in it to the end. By now, she was as obsessed with stopping Deimos as we were. We weren't ready for Cairo, no matter what we thought. This place. If there was ever a place that was hell on Earth, this was it. It wasn't just the city. The entirety of northern Africa had fallen to the undead. The walls were covered with memories of the dead, those taken by 6115. Lost to this wasteland, the desert for the undead. It was the last place on Earth you'd want to be. But you chose to hide there. Why?
For that very reason. I hoped no one would come for me.
Why? What were you running from?
From what you sought. Deimos.
Khalil was waiting. He was holding you in an interrogation room.
How was Khalil? Happy to see you.
It wasn't a warm welcome. As far as he was concerned, we owed him one for grabbing you. More than a few men gave their lives to bring you in. He hoped it was worth it.
He was angry?
He was tired. Tired of fighting a losing battle. Khalil was a realist. He'd fight to the death for country. But he knew what was coming.
And what was coming?
Extinction. The undead changed everything. The NRC were hit first and hardest. We saw that in Ethiopia. The damage done by the dead didn't even take into account what the water wars did. When the continent dried up and the Nile River Coalition took war to Egypt over the Nile, the last water supply. They were so busy fighting they didn't realize it, too, had dried up. But the rise of the undead? How do you fight an enemy that doesn't need water? Khalil's rage wasn't misplaced. It wasn't personal. He was just barely holding on.
What did you hope to learn from speaking to me?
How to stop Deimos. Everyone has a weakness. The whole base was on edge. You could feel it in the air. The dead were moving on Ramses. An assault was imminent. Khalil didn't know how much time we had with you. Hendricks demanded to know why we weren't informed.
How did Khalil respond to his anger?
WA command was down. How was he meant to get his message through? Besides, they still had their dead system. They used to knock enemy aircraft out of the sky, but now they were used to eviscerate the undead. If any came too close, the laser cannons would take them out. Khalil led us to interrogation. He warned us our time was limited. No telling when the dead might attack. But if we could get answers out of you, maybe we could find a way to fight back. You certainly weren't too happy to see us.
You say it like I had a choice in the matter.
With no time, we needed you to be willing to talk. The truth serum would make you relax, more willing to divulge. Hendricks told us to take a walk. He asked about Taylor and Deimos. He wanted you to connect the dots.
And I told him Deimos controlled them. Your friend Bishop was correct. There was a brain manipulating the undead. It was Deimos. Deimos realized he could access a person's DNA. He could possess them, inhabit them, consume them. He didn't need to turn them.
Like puppets on strings.
The undead are mindless creatures, but Taylor's team, Gojulan, anyone with DNI, they could be hosts. They were slaves to do his bidding.
Hendricks wanted to know why. We both did.
For many years I had studied Deimos and his dimension Malum, a place of unspeakable evil. He had been pulled to Earth, yanked from his existence by accident. Trapped here, he saw opportunity to enslave humanity and use them to wage an unholy war against Dolos.
The demigoddess. His sister. That was it? We were just a chess piece? Our entire existence was just...
A pawn in a much larger game in a universe far bigger than you realize. Humanity is an anthill. Deimos and Dolos
Where are they?
fighting over the magnifying glass. But Hendricks was desperate.
Why? I'm
He
gonna tell you
wanted
where
to
they
know
are.
how to kill
And that's
Deimos.
the point.
You
You'll have to
You
choose
told him he
between,
couldn't.
Between
How
one
does
life
one
or
kill
the
a
other.
god? You can't. The only way to defeat him, the only way to sever his control over the undead, for Bishop Serum to work and save humanity was to send him back to Malum.
And to do that,
I can't.
we needed to open the
talk.
gateway.
No.
As we are doing now by walking through your memories.
Oh boy.
The assault on Ramses was beginning. The base was about to be overrun, and we owed Leo a favor. Time to take the fight.
Can I get a weapon, possibly? Is there a weapon over here? Awesome. Nice CR isn't that good, but it'll do. Where am I going? Oh boy. Oh boy. I lost the voice. Okay, Hendricks.
We weren't ready for the station assault. I don't know how the dead got in. Maybe an abandoned tunnel, an infected civilian, or maybe the vultures let them through. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Egyptian army came over comms. They'd never seen a horde this size move on the station. If we had any chance to stop them, we needed to reinforce the eastern checkpoint. A narrow passageway the dead would need to traverse to reach Ramses.
Fucking dry. The fucking dry, you animal!
Cairo.
Yeah.
She was a city on fire.
It's
Except for the
horrible.
Egyptian army and a smattering of civilians hidden away. She'd fallen to the dead. Khalil didn't say it, but I could hear it in his voice. He knew this was the last stand. If they lost this battle,
Whoops.
they'd lose the city.
But yeah, these french fries are dry.
What was Khalil's plan?
The undead were moving on the eastern checkpoint. A clear
Might be
shot at
wondering,
Ramses Station.
hey,
The
OS,
Egyptian
how
army
can
had
you
rigged explosives below the street, but there were a few support
taste a
columns we would need to take
holographic
out first.
food
We
and
had
say
the
it's
spike
dry?
launcher for that.
And to that
You
I
talked
say,
of his
shut the
desperation,
fuck up.
his total acknowledgement of futility. Yet here he was, staying.
What do you know
and
about
fighting.
What else was he going to do?
holograms?
If it wasn't today, it was tomorrow. Or the day after that. We lost the war. The moment Diaz opened the quarantine zones. The moment Deimos entered our dimension. One way or another, death was coming for us all. But while we still could, we would fight. And right now, we had a checkpoint to defend. It was a simple, straightforward plan. Except... our VTOL was shot out of the sky. The mobile blockade fell early. It wasn't just the undead gunning for us. Cairo was a no-man's land, filled with the undead, rogue robotics, and scavengers. They were all converging on our position. If we were gonna pull this off, we didn't have time to fuck around. I grabbed the spike launcher and told Kane at HQ to locate the support columns for us to blow.
Okay. I think I have a pink. Yeah, I can't speak. I need to fix my translator. Oh, awesome. Okay, so just fly over here. Hey Hendrix, where am I supposed to be going? Thank you. Go. Okay. I need a chance to document later about if they're speaking of the same sin.
We detonated the last support column. We had to get back behind the wall so we could blow the street.
The multiverse does exist. Oh, no, the guys leaving that.
Our trigger man got hit.
But
I had to get up there and detonate.
Because it's true.
I told Hendrix I needed a moment.
There was no
Good thing
robots over
Hendrik still
there.
had our back. Khalil thanked us. He thought they still had a chance. They had no idea what was about to happen. Egyptian Army Command came over comms. A scavenger had blown a hole through Sophia Square, and the undead were pouring through, headed for Ramses. I told Khalil we'd take care of the square.
How can a hologram breathe, you might be wondering? Shut the fuck up. You don't know jack shit about holograms. Oh, that's cool. No, that's not cool. Give me the Annihilator. No, I want it back. Give me the Annihilator back. That's like the coolest weapon. I want my damn Annihilator. Come on. I don't usually use any other guns, but freaking Annihilator is basically just a ray gun. I'm out. That's fine. Okay. That was a fail. Can I please get that Annihilator back? I do really want that gun back.
I gave Hendrix a hand opening the VTOL hatch. I heard screams. There was someone still alive.
You went in to save this man? The odds of his survival could not have been great. You yourself said no one was getting out alive.
Does that matter? I guess it was Khalil who changed my mind. There were so few of us left. If there was a chance, any chance, I'd take it.
Strange. Even with all odds stacked against you, you tried to help this man. He clung to life without hope, and still you tried to save him.
Turns out it didn't matter.
Boss fight.
He didn't survive. It would only be a matter of time before he turned and joined the Horde. No time to stop and mourn. If I did that, I'd end up joining him. And we weren't going down just yet. Cephia Square was a total snafu. Undead, rogue robotics, everything in the kitchen sink wanted a piece of us.
Yeah, but where's the rocket launcher? So, could I get my fucking annihilator back? Yeah, strip that away, come on. Shit. Okay, where actually is this? I'm stupid. Oh, that's fucking stupid. It's really cool if the game actually helps. Oh. Those guys are on my team.
It didn't take long for the vultures to drop a second ASP.
Can't need a max ammo. All I need is my damn annihilator back. Or just to die. Yeah, that works as well, I guess. Well, there goes my controller. Okay.
It didn't take long for the vultures to drop a second ASP in the open.
Okay, good. So apparently Twitter is gonna be...
It was only a matter of time before a
Shame.
malfunctioning ASP arrived, ready to take out everyone and everything.
So you have to pay for it. That's fun. So a bunch of people are boycotting.
It was only a matter of time before a malfunctioning ASP arrived, ready to take out everyone and everything.
Need my other gun back. I hate this. Where's the dude when you need him to be a human sheep? That's a joke.
It was only a
Did not
matter of
say
time
that
before
shit.
malfunctioning ASP arrived, ready to take out everyone and everything.
Thanks to someone named Diamond. Which I personally wanted to become friends with, but they hate me because of one time. One time. That was a year ago. What was that, a suicide bomber? Didn't know those things were a thing. Okay. Awesome.
We cleared the plaza, but something was wrong. I could hear it.
What did you hear?
Nothing. And that was the problem. It took us a moment to realize what had happened. Something had taken up the dead system. One of the scavengers, maybe a malfunctioning biped. We saw reinforcements fly in, but it was too late. Khalil tried to reach Egyptian command. All we heard were screams. Ramsey's station had fallen to the dead.
Ramsey? Named after Gordon Ramsay?
We got out of the open. Khalil, he'd reached a breaking point. No mistaking that look. That look of defeat, anger, frustration, hopelessness. You try to sympathize, you try to comfort. Doesn't matter. Then Kane came over comms. She'd picked up the location of Sarah Hall, another of Taylor's team. Her signal popped back up on the grid. We had traced her to Kebeshet, the sandy ruins of Cairo's Garden City. I told Khalil if there was a sliver of hope, we needed to catch Hall and find Taylor. If we did, and found a way to send Deimos back to Malum, we could undo all of this.
And Hendrix?
His mind was melting. I still didn't know what was sparking his behavior. He didn't want to go after Hall. I said he didn't have a say in the matter. He didn't like that.
He attacked you.
I told you, it wasn't him. It was that look in his eyes, like Gojulan, like Moretti, like Diaz. He wasn't buying this interdimensional bullshit. And why should he?
What did he say to you?
Salim lies.
He didn't think opening the portal would save us. It would destroy us. The last time it opened, evil came through. Why would this time be different? He said Deimos was trying to trick us. He said you were lying to us. Are you? This is wrong. This is all wrong. You said opening the gateway would save humanity. It was the only way to defeat Deimos and send him back to Malum. But opening the gateway would let the forces of evil through, allow them to conquer Earth, enslave us. Wait, we didn't meet at Ramsey Station. That didn't happen. You're feeding me false memories.
Be careful, my child. Tread lightly, or you are liable to offend me.
We contacted Khalil, inquired about you. He said you were dead. You died some time ago. I saw you die. When I was with Hall, inside her mind, she showed me the truth. Who are you really, Doctor? Deimos was going to open the gateway. He needed the demons of Malum to enslave Earth for the battle against Dolos.
I love how the controller's vibrating like a helicopter.
We had Sarah Hall. Her signal tracing to Kebeshet.
You didn't think it odd that her signal appeared? After years of absence.
There wasn't time to think about it. But if we got her, we could find Taylor and decipher Deimos' plan. We had no idea we were being baited for a trap. She was waiting. She knew we were coming.
Yeah.
Deimos was using Taylor to open the gateway.
Oh, awesome.
If we were gonna find him, we needed to take Hall down and interface with her.
You expect me to destroy that thing? That's ammo. That's ammo. That's something floating that shouldn't be floating. That's ammo. You know, you'd think that they would actually tell you where this thing is. Okay, there we go. Nope. shoot at this thing and hope it dies. There we go. Okay. There we go.
I'd interfaced before. I knew how it worked. It's a memory retrieval, an info dump, a lethal procedure. But this was different. She begged me to do it. Interfacing with someone is opening a portal to their mind, their darkest thoughts and desires.
Sand.
But this was her deep subconscious. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Because the deep subconscious is more than that. It is the gateway, the portal to Malum. The subconscious hides your fears, your doubts. It's the most primal version of you. It's what you run from. And by running, you persevere in life. But what if you embrace the subconscious? How do you think I opened the gateway?
But you said to open the gateway, I had to relive my memories.
No. I told you to take me to the start of your journey. The journey into the depths of your fears. You chose to relive your memories. So tell me, what do you fear?
Please, why are you doing this? Why are you scrambling my mind? Don't make me do this!
You don't have a choice. You haven't
I
had
see.
one since you picked up that child. Since you embraced Sarah's fear. Lead me to the depths. What did Sarah want you to see?
Project Corvus, 2060. The day of the Coalescence disaster.
Ah.
Sarah could feel Deimos coursing through her veins, her mind, the fabrics of her soul. He knew everything about her, and she knew everything about him. She learned the disaster wasn't an accident. But that means...
Well, I did what had to be done. This Cold War, the Winslow Accord, and Common Defense Pact had split the world in two. I saw humanity destroy itself. But in the lab, I saw truth. I saw peace. I saw Malum. A way to unite the world against an enemy greater than themselves. I saw Deimos.
You did this? You opened the gateway. You brought Deimos here.
I brought mankind's savior here. After many years, I realized opening the portal wasn't enough. With Deimos trapped in the server room, man had not yielded as I had hoped.
How
I
come,
had
like,
to
every single
incentivize progress.
bad guys,
You-
like, It's
You created the disturbance
mankind
that sent
that's
Taylor's
at
team
fault.
there?
His undead servants could only do so much. Humans with D&I, Deimos could use them to walk the
Come
earth.
on. Everyone does that. Go something new.
Hall told me that she had no idea what they were getting into, but they had to follow standard operating procedure, which meant locking down the site.
Come on. It's stupid
And
that they went
interfacing
with
the
that.
location's primary systems in the server room below.
Man, at least with the stories, I don't go down
We were
that
built
route.
to be invincible. Our
Hey,
D&I let us interface with
we're
systems in
just
dangerous environments and
characters in
upload
a
information.
story.
We created the very opportunity for Deimos to leave the server room.
He was a prisoner, with no way to expand humanity's horizon.
We were vehicles for his transportation.
That makes it sound so cold. This is for the good of humanity. Tell me, what did Sarah fear?
Failure. At the academy, she studied the battles of World War II, the bravery of these men. She feared she could never match their heroism. She feared she didn't have real courage. She ran from it. She had nightmares of Bastogne. As she entered her subconscious, she gave into fear, let it pull her away. I followed her, deep within her mind. There had to be a way to save her.
Okay. So just avoid all the zombies. Okay.
The world began to fall apart. We heard his voice. Deimos.
Listen to the sound of my voice. I will have my army and my kingdom. All that remains is her sacrifice.
He's trying to consume her, and he wasn't about to let me stop him.
What are those, panthers? They're kind of cool looking. And there I go. Oh no, those are wolves.
Her mind was fracturing, stretched between our dimension and his. She warned me to turn back, to let Deimos take her. I told her I'd stay with her. I'd see it to the end. I asked her what happened after coalescence.
You were deep within her subconscious, at the threshold of another dimension. You seemed to embrace the journey.
You think I wasn't scared? I was terrified. There was no way to make up for what I had done. But I had to try.
Okay. Where are we going? Okay.
From the moment she was possessed, Hall became a passenger in her own body, A witness unable to intervene as Deimos began using her for his purpose. He wanted them to go to the Black Station. He wanted to find you. To meet the man who'd given him his freedom. He slaughtered the staff. Ravaged them. Why did he kill them?
Because
I wasn't there.
He did.
He was upset. And he wasn't happy to learn of the documentation of his existence. It was not time for his big reveal, his masterpiece. He was angry. When he found the data drives, he couldn't access them. Part of the drive was missing. He couldn't purge the information as he hoped.
Yeah.
The piece Hendricks and I recovered from the docks. Someone had hidden them from him. Someone knew he would come. Someone was trying to stop him. Deimos didn't want Sarah divulging his secrets to us either. He ripped us from that memory. We were in Foy. I didn't just see fear in Sarah's eyes anymore. I saw admiration. The longer I stayed, the stronger she became. The more she actually believed she had a chance. She told me to follow her. There was something she wanted me to see. Something she wanted to tell me.
And what did she do? Oh, where did she go? By the way, this is definitely a version of Neo. Move. Probably help if I could have moved around. Oh, that's
There was a chapel ahead of us.
messed up.
Paul told me to follow her there. But to get to Hall, we had to get through the Tiger tank first.
Go.
I found her in the chapel. I tried to approach her. But Deimos had other ideas.
There's one zombie.
He was desperate to separate us and evict me from her mind. He wanted her, and I was getting in his way.
That's kind of funny. A zombie managed to sneak in. Looks like I'm not getting any further with this running. So, I'll have to do this. Yay! Oh, shoot, this is... How old are they? Like, dang. I hate this. But at least I know where to go. Okay. What the? Awesome.
She told me to approach her. She wanted me to understand.
Sarah couldn't understand. She only saw how it ended. Humans are obsessed with beginnings and ends. The journeys between, they become filler. Life becomes filler. She tried to fight the voice in her head that had given her the ultimate gift.
The ultimate gift? Deimos was controlling her.
Relinquishing control is the ultimate gift. Free of choice, free of pressure, free of consequence. Her actions dictated for her with greater purpose. No. She was granted the greatest gift
You're
of
insane.
all, and no. Humanity is insane. You asked her to help you find Taylor. Where did she take you next?
Deimos needed Taylor to open the gateway. So I had to know how, had to know what Deimos was planning. The aquifers. Sarah told me this was their fortress in the sand, their FOB for years. Deimos couldn't access the intelligence at the Singapore Black Station. He couldn't locate you, so they hid here, waiting for their moment. She took me there.
I don't understand why they didn't just...
There's something I don't get.
Insert a loading screen
You
right
made
there.
this happen. You've pushed for the annihilation of Earth. But Deimos wasn't using you. You weren't his puppet. What's in this for you?
He is Deimos.
Why are you doing this? Are you an undead sympathizer?
No, my child. Dr. Salim was not a sympathizer. He was so much less than that. He was so much more insignificant than that.
Was? Wait. What do you mean, was?
He is Deimos.
I must say,
stupid.
I'm impressed with how delusional you've become. You had completely forgotten this memory.
They found you. They tortured you for information, but this doesn't make any sense. You were an ally. You enabled him, freed him.
Dr. Salim was no ally. He was a tool. An instrument I enabled. He was a blind idealist believing he could make the world a better place. That I could save humanity, that he could save humanity. He thought I'd found him to thank him. Me. A god. Thank a mortal. I found him to seize power from him.
No.
Even now you still hide from the truth. Corvus had been destroyed in Singapore. I needed it to open the gateway. That was why I had kept Salim alive. He worked with a colleague, Kruger. And they built me a new Corvus at Coalescence headquarters in Zurich. One which I could use to open the gateway. So I had no further need for the doctor. She knew what was coming. All that remained was her sacrifice. For her to join my ranks and eternal damnation under my command. I am humanity's salvation. A savior giving purpose to a lost species that deserves far less. I am Deimos.
Called it.
The tree. I've seen it before. The entrance to Malum.
Tell me, what do you fear? You don't fear the undead. You've thrown yourself against insurmountable odds as if you had a death wish. As if you were trying to escape. Is it failure? Is it life? No. You fear your mistakes, your past. Your greatest fear is the memory that haunts you.
You awaited her sacrifice. She wanted me to stop you. She wanted me to end it. To deny you her offering.
Can I get my annihilator? Yes. Awesome. What the f-
give up. You wouldn't let me have her.
If she offered herself, she'd give you what you wanted. The only way to deny you was to kill her.
You denied me my prize. It was time to send you back to your world. You must know how this ends. This ends with your sacrifice. But now I had you. I passed from Hall's mind to your own. Slowly, I would work my way through you. Sarah may have told you who I was and what I was planning, but none of that mattered because now I had you. But you were strange. I tried to seize control, but something pushed back, something fought me.
They located Taylor. He was being held at Lotus Towers, run by a man named Hakim, an undead sympathizer who would get you out of Cairo. I told Kane we had to hurry. We had to hurry if we were going to stop you. But there was something we needed to know. The data drives, how did Kane know they were split up? Was she the one who separated the drives? Why? She said there was much we didn't know, but we would in time. We had to trust her. We had to get to Lotus Towers.
You know how this ends. You're like the rest of them. Diaz, Moretti, Hall, Taylor. I flow through your veins, slowly grasping control. But you're stronger than I anticipated. Your resistance is greater. But this only makes you all the better for my needs. Lotus Towers. What happened there?
You think I'll help you? After all this?
What real choice do you have in the matter? You're the pawn in my game.
I'm not about to hand over humanity, but I'll humor you. Fine. Let's talk about Lotus Towers. Lotus Tower was one of many megastructures in Cairo. Hakim was the self-appointed slumlord of the vertical city. That fucker was a maniac, an undead sympathizer providing Taylor with safe passage from Cairo to Zurich. Khalil and the Egyptian army joined us for the assault. If we got Taylor, we thought we had a chance. We took out Hakim's men. To get to Taylor, we first had to kill the slumlord, then take the security station on the 25th floor. From there, we could locate Taylor and shut down the dead systems Hakim installed, allowing the rest of the Egyptian army to join the fight. So there we were, humanity's last hope. If we failed, we were fucked.
Do as he asks. Give Deimos what he wants. Trust me. It's all going to be okay. Remember the truth.
We made quick work of
And why should I
Hakim.
trust you?
Khalil spoke to the people. This was their time. Time for the living to take back this city of the dead.
Because that's fair. Good enough.
Khalil had a mobile shop in place. We could use it to get to the 25th floor. But first, we had to battle our way around the atrium.
I hate this.
Khalil had a mobile shop in place. We could use it to get to the 25th floor. But first, we had to battle our way around the atrium. Once we took the security station and killed the dead system, Cairo air support could move in. Maybe we'd have a chance. Or at least give the people a chance.
And then we were coming for Taylor. We were coming for you. And then we were coming for Taylor. We were coming for you.
The
Those
security station
ravens?
had gone under lockdown. We found a way through the air ducts ahead. Hendricks opened the path for us. The delay irritated him, but then he wasn't himself.
I wonder, how did you not know what happened to him? Did you just not see it? Were you so blinded by blissful ignorance?
Kane set the deads to overheat. Egyptian army VTOLs would join the fight in a few minutes.
And John Taylor?
He was in a detention center on the 90th floor, just waiting. He could have left at any moment, but...
I was waiting for you.
Fuck you.
What was it? I must know. What was in your mind that refused to fall in rank like your friends had? Even now I am without answers.
Even the all-powerful and all-knowing are neither all-powerful or all-knowing.
Do you know who I am? Can you comprehend what I have seen? Millions of timelines, universes where the coalescence disaster never happens. Ones where it occurs, but instead of opening the gateway, it gives birth to a new life form. And that's just Earth, let alone the rest of the universe. The very notion that I can achieve such greatness and not control a mortal is insulting.
Hendricks was stretched thin. You'd broken him.
I enlightened him, like I did you. Look at the false memories I created for you.
I tried to remove your near-death experience in Ethiopia. I added myself to your memory of Ramses. I protected you from what haunted you. I wanted to make you understand my motive.
Right. This war with your sister, Dolos? What's it say about you that the only way you can defeat her is by enslaving backup?
Don't you dare mock me.
Right. This war with your sister, Dolos? What's it say about you that the only way you can defeat her is by enslaving backup?
Don't you dare mock me.
Okay, that's gonna be it for this live stream. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.